Have Yourself a Merry Little Christmas is, I won't say it's the easiest song in the world to play, and I'm going to show you an arrangement that's a little bit jazzy. So this is maybe an intermediate tutorial, so you might want to buckle up a little bit if you're expecting something a little too easy. Anyway, it sounds, the first part I'm going to show you sounds a little bit like this. And you hear that I'm sort of playing it a little bit with feeling, just to give you a sense for sort of how it's meant to be played. No song is really, well, some songs, but most songs are meant to be played with a little bit of feeling. So what you're basically playing there in the beginning is like a C major chord. You'll listen to the, if you listen to the melody, have yourself a, the first four notes, have yourself a, are just make up a C major chord basically. Have yourself a. So while your right hand basically plays the melody, or if you're gonna sing along with it at the same time, have yourself a merry little Christmas. My right hand just basically plays that melody part. So that melody part is C, E, G, C, a high C, G, F, E, D, C, D. As like a C major chord, and then sort of starting from the G and working your way down, and then just ending back up on that D. So C, E, G, C, G, F, E, D, C, D. Okay? At the same time that your right hand is doing that, your left hand is just basically walking down from C, C, B, A, G, F, G. So watch what happens when I put those two parts together. This C, B, A, G, F, G, okay? Okay, so those are the two main moving parts. Now I'm gonna show you the exact way I play this part. And that's to start with your thumb, you play that C. And then you're going to play with your left thumb and two finger a C and a B while your right hand moves to that E. Your right middle finger, your three finger, is going to play a G here. And your one and your three in your left hand are going to be playing C and A for the third part. Now on the fourth chord, your pinky is going to play that C, and using your 1, your 3, and your 4, you're going to play C, A, and G. So here's everything together. Now you're going to continue on with the melody in your right hand, and you're going to play an F major chord in your left hand. Okay? So that's when you start coming down from this G. Merry little. On Christmas, you're going to move your hands like this. Christmas. So that Christmas is a F, C, and an F with your left hand, an A and a C in your right hand. So Christmas. Mus is when my hands get a little funky, and hopefully you are excited to do this. But G, D, and G with your left hand, and you're gonna have to play a little bit high up here so that your right hand can come under here and play an F, a B, and a D. So not many teachers will tell you to cross your hands over like this, but I do it to get a unique sort of a sound. No one will have a similar, same sound to you, and people will be interested in what you're playing for that reason. So once again, I'll do it nice and slowly. All right, cool. Then you basically repeat. And then instead of walking down, I'm gonna have you go like this. So that move is just, if you think about starting with E and G, these two white notes, and just sort of jumping, you're gonna hold this same shape and just jump, kind of like skip your way down. So watch for just where my left hand is, and you're always going to be skipping one white note. So my left finger is on this E, E, F, D, E, C, D, B. When you get to that B, you're going to be playing that same chord that you ended on before. Okay? So once again, a review of those first two parts. You'll notice that I'm not playing exactly. I'm kind of putting a little break instead of. It's not so regular. You can sort of mess around with exactly how it's phrased. Okay, whatever. Now the next part of this little section is, it's gonna sound like this. From now on, our troubles will be miles away. Sort of like that, and you don't have to get too fancy with that stuff. But so that part looks like this. You're gonna start with your right hand still playing the melody, and it starts on an E. From now. So the chords, you're still playing a C major chord, it's just sort of like starting on the E. So E, G, C, E, F, E, D, C, B, D, E. Okay? So at the same time that your right hand is doing that, your right hand is doing something similar, or your left hand is doing what it did before. Same thing as before, and then even the same chord here. F, E, D, C. Now, I just play progressions of chords here instead of miles away. I just play the chords, which is a G, E7, A minor. So let me show you slowly what I mean there. Play a G7. So in your left hand you've got G's. In your right hand, if you can get it both the F and the G with your thumb, that'll help. And a B, a D, another G if you can reach it. I'm not sure if that's on the camera. Another G if you can reach it. And then you're gonna jump to E7. So G7 to E7. Your left hand plays E's. Your right hand thumb has a D and an E. Your right hand has a G sharp, a B, and another E if you can reach it. And then an A minor. So A, E, A in your right hand, E, A, C, and E in your right hand. Okay, if it's the first time you play through this part, you're gonna sort of resolve and repeat it. So the resolve is like an F. I play an F6, F, C, F in my left hand, A, C, and D in my right hand. And then you'll recognize this ending chord here, that G. It's a G7. So G, D, and G in your left hand, F, B, D, and G in your right hand. Remember to play this a little high so you can get this underneath here. And you repeat that part. Repeats it again. And then this part, you still play that series of chords, but the second time through, you're going to do something a little different. Instead of resolving, you're going to play this chord, which is basically a C7. So C, G, and C in your left hand, E, G, B flat, and C in your right hand. And that's going to transition you, that chord's going to transition you into here we are as in olden days, happy golden days of yore. That sort of section. So that next section that we're going to learn now is just an F major 7, so F, F, C, and F in your left hand, and A, C, and E in your right hand. This is pretty easy. Here we are as in olden days. And you can just basically move everything up one white note, except for this F. You don't want to play that F, you probably want to just play a G instead. So you go from an F major 7, Here we are as in olden days. To a G major, so G, D, and G in your left hand. B, D, and G in your right hand. Happy golden days. Back to that, back to an F. Actually, you don't need an F. Golden days. Just play the F, I guess. F, C, F. A, C, and F. Golden days of. Golden days of. So back to that G, and then you're basically playing a C major on your C, G, C, E, G, and C. But you want to think about going from a C sus4. So basically a C sus4 to that C. But what that really means is just this thumb plays an F here. Amen, kind of like an amen, and it eventually gets to that E, F to E, okay? So let me show you that section again. F major 7, here we are as in olden days. G major, happy golden days. That's an F major, G major of your C sus4, C. And then this part that goes faithful friends who are, that's an A minor, A, E, A, C, E, and A. Faithful friends who are dear to us. Dear to us is an E minor, E, B, and E, G, B, and E. Gather near to us. D minor on that, near to us. D, A, D, F, A, D. Once more, once more. More is, you're gonna basically get to that sort of ending chord that you might be familiar with. So the resolve chord that you want to get to is a G, D, and G in your left hand. You're making it. It's a G7 basically. D, G, and D, G, and G, D, and G in your left hand. F, B, and D in your right hand. Another G if you can reach it. But you're gonna sort of before you get to that chord, you're just gonna hit this E up here. And then move to the D. That'll give a nice sort of movement. It'll round it out a little bit, and then you can go back into this. So those are the two major chunks. I know this one's a little bit involved, so I apologize for that. If you have the patience, you can definitely learn this. Listen to the original, and I hope this helped you. Don't forget to rate, comment, and subscribe, and I'll see you next time.